Hi friends, this is Caly Person. Thanks so much for joining me today. It's been a long time since I put out a YouTube video, and today I just happened to start recording. So I have a YouTube video here for you, but I did not record while I was coloring. So I apologize for not being able to share that with you. Right now I am making a beach card for Lawn Fanatics. And the current theme is beautiful beaches. So I'm using a couple of products by Lawn Fawn to share with you, and after coloring here, I am just adding white gel highlights. Now the two stamp sets that I'm using today are called Life is Good and Smooth Sailing. Now if you're interested in the Copic combinations that I've used, don't worry, I will have them listed down below for you in the descriptions, or you can visit my blog for more details and photos. So now I'm playing with the Scalloped Treat Box Beach House add-on. I've die cut several images here that I wanted to use. I knew that I wasn't going to use the entire beach house on my scene, so I went ahead and just cut out a few little pieces that I thought I would use. What I've done here is just added some Copic coloring on the white and colored cardstock to add some shading. You can also ink blend. That's what I normally do, but I had all the markers out in front of me and decided to stay cohesive, so I used the same colors that I used on my images to color these other elements here. So now I'm just setting up my scene. I'm going to lay out what I'm going to do, and so I can better visualize if I have enough images, what I want to do with the background, and then to help myself remember where I want things, I'm going to take a photo of it with my phone. So I've got a lot of things that I want to put on this card, so I decided to do a slimline card. Now slimline cards can be really any size that you want for your card. This particular card is 4 1/4 by 8 1/2. Sometimes I trim mine down to 4 by 8 1/2. Sometimes it's 3 1/2 by 8. So it just depends on you and how you want to cut it. And sometimes, you can just trim it down to the point where you feel the ratio is right for you and for your scene. So this is what I'm ending up with. I've masked off a section over there, and I'm ink blending the sky and the ocean with some Distress Oxide. Now the top is a combination of tumbled glass and salty ocean, and the bottom, the ocean portion, is mermaid lagoon and peacock feathers. I'm trying to stay consistent with the challenge colors on their mood board. So I'm also adding some ink blending and color to the awning for the beach house here, using some salty ocean and chipped sapphire. So I'm going to finish doing that, and once I am done doing that, we're all set, and all I need to do is create a little sand hill for the beach house to stand on. So that's what I'm doing here. I've just cut a piece of white cardstock there for my beach house and adhered my awning so that I can kind of locate it on my card and see where I want it to go, and then trim it down when I was happy with where it sat. So I'm starting to adhere pieces to my card here, and I realized that space to the right there, I didn't plan for a door, so I went ahead and created a door, and I am just adding all of my pieces and making my scene come together. So I've cut the door out in white cardstock, and I added some coloring and shading with Copic markers, and I've also cut out a little gray piece there to go on the backing for the door opening. And then I'll adhere all of my other pieces one at a time, making sure that the scene is how I want it to look. Now the house itself is propped up with foam adhesive, and the other piece that's adhered on there with 3M foam tape is the second palm tree that's sitting higher up. Everything else is adhered directly to the card panel. And I decided to move that sailboat a little closer to the center there so that I can have room for the clouds, and decided also that I needed to stamp some waves because it looks kind of plain in the middle of the ocean there. So I used white pigment ink and stamped some waves before I decided to add the sentiment towards the bottom. I'm using my MISTI now to stamp my sentiment, and then once that's done, I'm going to trim my card down so that it will fit a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 card. And that is all. I hope you enjoyed this card. Thanks so much for joining me today. I was quite nervous to record this video, and doing the voiceover again, it's been a learning curve, so I hope that you've enjoyed it, and if you like this card, please give me a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe. Have a great day!